Sunday to you, everyone. My name is Reverend Ezekiel. I'm here this evening to preach a message titled The Superiority of Wisdom Over Money. I repeat it. The superiority of wisdom over money. Now, let me start with this Bible verse, this Bible chapter and verse, Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. Now, nowadays, it is crystal clear that a lot of people they value money than wisdom. Probably because money can get them anything they want. Probably anytime they want to buy, probably a car or they want to build, it is money that is required. Or probably they don't want to go for shopping, automatically it is money that is required. You need money to get all these things, especially good things. You need money. But the Bible makes it clear that wisdom is the principal thing. Get wisdom. Based on that, wisdom pays more than money. Wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom is far better than money because if you get wisdom, automatically it will get you money. Wisdom will get you money. But let me beam light on this by buttressing my point with the Holy Bible. Now, in the book of Genesis, chapter 47, verses 15 to 17, the Bible made it crystal clear to us that money failed. Money failed. That Bible passage, what is in that Bible passage, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to summarize it right now. During that time in Egypt, there was famine. It wasn't only Egypt, there was worldwide famine that period. Worldwide famine. That is, the famine was across the face of the earth. Then there was scarcity of food everywhere in every nation. And, you know, money could not help them out. There was no food to buy. Money couldn't bail them out. If money could bail them out, they could have, they wouldn't have experienced famine or encountered famine because there wasn't food. You can buy food, you can use your money to buy food when that food is available. What about when the food is not available? What will you use money to buy? That means money failed. Money failed. Money failed. There was no food to buy. There was scarce. There was absolute scarcity of food everywhere across the world that time. Money could not buy food because there wasn't the food. The food was not available. Even if you have it, you can't buy it because it wasn't available. Money was available, but food was not available. That means money failed. Money failed. But in Egypt, that time there was a man called Joseph. That man was a man of wisdom. Now, if you go to the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verses 41 to 57, that is where you will see what I'm talking about. There was a man called Joseph. The king of Egypt appointed him to be the prime minister of Egypt that time. Now, before this famine came, this man made use of wisdom and he rescued Egypt out of famine. What did this man use wisdom to do? He used wisdom to rescue Egypt out of wisdom when money failed, when there was no food to buy. When it was the time of surplus, it was the time of abundance, Joseph instructed that, as the prime minister, he instructed that Egypt should start storing their food in the national reserves, in the state reserve, in the city reserves. As the prime minister, he gave that instruction. That was the wisdom he employed. Egypt was storing their food at that time. They were not eating everything. They were not wasting their food during the time of abundance. They were not eating everything they had during the time of surplus. In fact, they had surplus to the extent that they had a lot to store at that time. Storehouses were created. That was the idea, the wisdom Joseph applied. Storehouses were created across Egypt then. All the food they had, they started storing them. They started storing in preparation for famine. In preparation for famine. Whereas all other countries, they did not do this. They didn't do this. Now, when the famine came, there was famine across the world to the extent that all other countries came to Egypt to import food from Egypt because they could not see any food to buy. Money failed them. Even in Egypt, the Egyptians also, money failed them because they did not have any food to buy. But by virtue of wisdom, which Joseph applied, Egypt had a large reserve of food in their stores, in their national stores, in their state stores, in their city stores. Egypt had large reserve of food. During famine, Egypt did not feel they did not feel the clutch of famine. The Egyptians also, they were buying food from the from the storehouse of Egypt, because even in Egypt that time, money failed those who had money, because there was no there were there was no food anywhere. The only food they could bank on was the one Joseph stored for Egypt. The one Joseph stored on behalf of Egypt. That was the only one the Egyptians banked on. And they were able to, you know, even they were selling, the Egyptians were even selling their possessions because the famine was so great. The Egyptians were selling their possessions to buy food from the national reserve of Egypt at that time. They were selling their possessions. That is to say that money fails. And even money did not fail them. Why were they selling their possessions? They were because they ran out of money. They ran out of money due to the intense famine that time. They started selling their possessions before they could buy food. What am I driving at? All other countries also came over to Egypt to import food from Egypt just because of one man that applied wisdom and rescued his nation out of the worldwide famine. That is to say that wisdom is better than money. Let me round up by saying this. If you are chasing money or you are pursuing money, that money can fail you at any time. Money cannot buy everything. Money is good. You use money to buy good things of life. But remember that money failed. According to the Bible, it failed. But wisdom cannot fail you. Wisdom cannot fail you. Even wisdom will get you money. That money you are pursuing, that money you are chasing, wisdom will get it for you. During the time of famine that time, Egypt made a lot of money because they were other countries were importing from them, and that boosted their national economy, their national economy by virtue of wisdom that was employed by one man called Joseph. In a nutshell, in conclusion, I will round up by saying that wisdom pays better than money, because the Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom pays better than money. In fact, wisdom is far better than money. If you, when you have time, go through all the Bible verses I've highlighted for you. You will see everything there. How one man rescued his nation from the clutch of a worldwide famine. Money could not rescue the rich then also. Money didn't rescue them. It was wisdom that rescued the nation, Egypt. It was wisdom that rescued that nation from the clutch of famine. The